right, you're listening to Telefy FM.
Woo!
I'm Nick.
I'm Ryan. I'm armed with my wit and my laptop, both deemed mediocre by a recent Gallup poll.
I approve. You're good today. I like it.
I'm of a kind today.
But rare form.
Woo!
Rare form.
I'm undercooked.
How was that tornado for you?
It was a thing. I was huddled up in my apartment.
I was sitting in that chair right there watching movies on my projector as its sirens went off.
I was receiving angry messages from one of my coworkers saying, I hope we can close down for this.
Oh. I thought about it, but I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Jeff went through a lot.
He did. He had a long day yesterday.
Yeah, bless him. Bless the guy.
Bless his heart.
Bless his heart. No, so we're here today. We're going to be on Telefy. This is episode 11.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to get on up there. One day it's going to be 239, and we're going to be sad old men.
What do you mean, gonna be? Well, hang on, you got the sad and the men part. It's the old we're working towards.
We're already there. We're both...
Old souls.
Yeah, we're simulations of Vietnam veterans that lost in the war. Yeah. I almost bought a Willie Allen, Vietnam OD jacket.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I almost... I went antiquing the other day because I was bored. I wanted to drive.
Millville is a good place to antique.
It can be, depending on what you're looking for.
Well, yeah.
For cameras, it's proven to be middling.
Well, because it's a liberal arts college here, so anytime there's a camera, people are going to swoop that up.
Right. You can't find a Polaroid for your...
Save your goddamn soul.
Yeah, I got that camera, actually. I got a lot of my cameras. Those
your VHS and all that stuff.
Yeah, film cameras.
Speaking of which, did you get a chance to review the tapes from your night of drunken debauchery?
Now... I think those tapes are really gold. I think those tapes are my favorite thing.
Did you figure out that person's name?
Yes, actually I did. I found a recording of me screaming into it, which was a bit sobering, to say the least. Just to watch that happen.
For present you, not past you on the video.
No, past me on the video was not sobered in the least bit by the events going down. Yeah, it was exciting to watch those. I watched them uncut, actually, one time through with my roommate, just to give her the experience, and it was really cool, actually.
It was eye-opening for both of you?
It was nice to watch.
Nice?
Yeah. No, I've been getting out a lot more lately. I've been going to a lot more parties, so that's been fun.
I've been going to the same amount, which is about one a year.
No, I've been enjoying getting out a little bit more. Getting a little bit more social with my time not as split up as it will be this week. It's nice to actually have a second to go out, which I realize is a temporary thing and will not last. So you appreciate while it comes around.
Embrace it while you can.
Yeah, that we're actually hosting right over there. I would have invited you, but shifts being the way they are, it's either you or I. We'll be showing 2001: Space Odyssey on the side of someone's house.
That's what you were saying.
Yeah,
sounds like a lot of fun. Because you can't go to the one showing.
Yeah, there's one in Austin, Texas.
It's a spite showing.
It was so the morning that bad stuff happened, and you came here to get me. Some stuff went down, but if I had gotten fired that day, if I was terminated, that was my plan. To get in my car and drive to Austin, Texas.
I mean, at least you had a backup.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. I always have a fuck it plan. If everything just goes up in flames, there's always a plan to just...
You always need to have that, your bug out plan.
Yeah, I'm 7 hours from Mississippi at all times.
I never go farther than 7 hours away from any border of Mississippi.
I need to be allowed to get back into Mississippi at any point. If they ever become another country, I need to get dual citizenship. I love Mississippi so much. Have you ever been?
I've driven through it.
Oh, dude. There's that highway that's just a bridge.
Yeah, I've been on that. It's nerve-wracking.
It's nerve-wracking?
I hate bridges.
Oh, it's blessed. It's great. It's nice.
I hate being in a car over water. It just bothers me.
There's so many underused beaches in that area just because of...
There's so much beach.
Well, there's also the hurricane, and it destroyed a lot of what was using the beach, so it's just a lot of bare beach now.
Gotcha.
But it's such a nice area to be in during the summer. I need to go back over the summer.
Well, you know what's near Alabama and Mississippi?
Are you talking about the Gulf Coast, Ryan?
I'm talking about the land that time remembered, God's waiting room, Florida.
I love Florida. Florida's a beautiful breadbasket of shit.
It is a veritable cornucopia of podcast fodder.
It's a cornucopia that will one day sink into the sea.
Woo! Jeb Bush is there. Rick Scott, the Turtle Man, he's there. All of them are Florida men, and that's who we're going to read about today.
Get the saw working on that border, son.
You can't see it, but I'm emulating sawing it off.
Right.
Wile E. Coyote style.
If this was still a video podcast, you would see, but here we are.
Just picture it, painting you a picture.
Painting you a beautiful picture.
Alrighty. So, this was in Jacksonville, which is not far from where my parents live.
Good.
Suspect hid 54 antidepressant pills in his rectum.
Oh!
Now, I have a question.
That's hard.
Well, the consistency of the pills really depends on the answer to this question.
Right.
Were they individually wrapped? Were they wrapped at all? Or did he have them in a bottle and they just felt like counting them all?
Now, 54 is a strange number.
I mean, it's a pretty specific number.
Yeah, and
he was smuggling them into prison. Into Duval County, jail, not prison.
Why would you need that many? Okay.
It was Xanax, too.
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense.
The funny thing is...
At least it was not like...
That guy was smuggling antidepressants.
Poor...
He should have been taking them.
I'm Dirty Dan. I'm Pinhead. Oh, God.
Maybe he just takes pictures badly.
Maybe. We all have a bad side.
We all do. You have lots of bad pictures.
It's usually... I thought you were saying you have lots of bad sides, and I was like, yes, I do.
All of them are bad.
There's a picture that emerged of me recently. Well, I like the picture. I do look like Lenny from Love, Mice, and Men in it.
Proud moment in your history.
Tell me about the rabbits, George.
Okay.
Oh,
so we've got Butt Drug Man.
Butt Drug Man.
Next, Jimmy Buffett launching Margaritaville retirement homes. And this is what you call vertical integration of a business.
No, exactly. I think this is the most effective form of Margaritaville. Actually, I think this is the best way it can manifest in our lifetime.
Because who listens to Jimmy Buffett? People in those retirement homes.
That and a certain coworker, former of us, used a Margaritaville sticker on the back of his Ford Explorer.
Oh, God. Yeah.
He actually hates Jimmy Buffett. That just ended up on there. I think he has it off now. But yeah.
Delivered him the other day.
Yeah, there's a... You ever see like a frat boy's cooler and it has Margaritaville on it?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
It just needs to die.
It's like looking
It needs to go to this retirement home and fade quietly into the sunset.
It's like looking at a 3D movie without the glasses. You know what's happening, but you can't really identify the edges or make out what it's trying to do to you.
It's there.
It's there. Something should be jumping at you, nothing is.
It's just not.
It just gets blurrier.
Let's see here. I'm going to save that one for last.
Okay.
Florida Florida fire started by book burning, destroys 2 homes.
I need to know what...
And who says we need to make America great again?
I think it's pretty great already.
Yeah, just go to Florida.
I wish I knew what the books were.
I might be able to find out, actually. It was on CNN.
Yeah, no, I feel like they do their due diligence now.
20 miles west of Jacksonville.
Okay. What kind of book should be 20 miles? Well, of Mice and Men. There'd be a lot of Steinbeck 20 miles west of Jacksonville. A lot of Faulkner, actually. Some O'Connor. Just a lot of Southern Gothic. A hard man, a good man is hard to find. A hard man is good to find.
It's the fan fiction.
Put it on Twitter. I'm quoting that.
A hard man is good to find. Okay, so it just says the fire was started when a man was burning paperback books. It doesn't say which books it was.
Damn it.
At least not this particular article. But that's a Florida story if I ever saw one.
Oh, God. I wish that wasn't me who said that. I wish it was you so I could put at Ryan Dickinson, but I have to do it at me.
That actually needs to be the title of this particular podcast.
Hard man is good
to find. Our fourth and almost last story is from Lakeland, Florida. Lakeland man charged after eating pancakes in roadway, disrupting traffic. And it's not like he was, just walking across the street, chewing on some pancakes. No, he had a table set up.
No, I like that. I think that's entrepreneurial spirit.
Fine dining?
Fine dining?
In a place you don't expect.
Did he have a whipped cream can there?
No. He did have syrup, though.
Oh.
And a plate. And he had a chair and a table.
That looks like fine china. That table's very nice. I would love to have that table.
Quite nice. You could use that one.
I could use that one. I could go in the street right now, eat some pancakes.
Yeah, just fucking do it, man.
Take my Aunt Jemima ass right out there.
Take your Aunt Jemima ass out there.
My favorite thing, I got a tip last week. It was $1. It's 4 quarters. But the lady hands it to me. And I had been talking to like the person that was just there, and she comes back out of the house, she pays me, and she hands me like a tip for the food, and she goes, "For your white ass." And I was so happy.
Well, what did you write up blaring?
I was blaring "Humble" by Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, he's a confusing man.
That hot new single. It was during that line. It's like, show me something real, like an ass with some stretch marks.
Now, whoever wrote this article was in rare form when they wrote this, at least for the first line. A Lakeland man really wanted his pancakes, and breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But maybe it's not best to eat them in the middle of the road.
No, it is.
Maybe.
I'm taking a hard stand on this.
They didn't say one way or another.
They're saying maybe, and I think that's a great way to start the question of my political campaign, which is breakfast in the streets all day, every day.
You're campaigning on a pro-breakfast platform?
Exactly. Live the European way.
Not just pro, but exclusively breakfast.
You want to eat in the street. Eat in the street at all times. Get your metabolism running. Get your anxieties going. Your body's running at all pistons. It's just going.
Roads aren't just for cars.
Roads are specifically for breakfast. Why haven't we realized this sooner?
It's America killing that entrepreneurial spirit. Yeah.
Yeah. There's people moving from my apartment complex. I kind of want to invite them in to do the podcast.
Oh God, no! They would. From the looks of them, they would smell terrible. And from the smell of them, they would smell terrible.
From the smell of them, I don't know. All I can breathe in is cigarette smoke.
Yeah. In our last story.
All right, I'm glad you saved it.
Man stole car in Dunedin with 9 parrots in back seat.
How many parrots?
9. Just shy of 10.
No, did he? Okay.
A man...
Did he need the car to get them someplace, or did the car come with them?
The car came with them.
All right, that's a great deal. You should buy that car immediately.
Well, and the thing is, like, that adds a whole new element to the story, because, like, if it was just a guy who stole a car to transport a specific number of parrots... I think this is a real superhero. That's one thing.
Yeah.
But this man happened upon a car...
Exactly.
...that had parrots in it.
Precisely. And I think that plays into why he took the car.
I gotta save these parrots.
He needs those parrots. He's a superhero among men. He's a hero.
But see, I want to be there for like the interrogation and gathering evidence. Be like, do we have any witnesses to the crime? The court calls Squawkums. What happened? Son of a bitch stole the car.
What happened? That's what I'm asking you. Who's on first?
Oh, this is going nowhere.
No.
Permission to treat the witness as argumentative? Hostile?
What if he stopped a crime? What if he's the hero? Like, in reality, what if he's the one who...
They haven't caught the guy yet.
Oh, God.
At least according to this. This was posted... this was posted in March, so he might have been caught. But they have a picture of the man.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not saving those parrots.
No, I think he saved them.
He might be eating those parrots. You ever had a Cornish game hen?
I think we all should have eaten a parrot at some point.
With blue feathers?
He coughs, it's like tropical colors. Looks like Fruit Loops just came out of your mouth. Son, have you been vaping the Fruit Loops?
Sir, are you some kind of human version of Sylvester the Cat? But yeah, those were the transcredible exploits of Florida Man.
What if your food did try and crawl back up?
I've had those days. They're not fun days. Let me tell you.
How can you only be following 2 people on Twitter?
Me?
Yeah, no, I just followed this musician I've been getting into lately, Devondre Banhart.
Oh, he might not care about Twitter.
He might
be like me.
It looks like it's only his record label.
He may not have created that Twitter.
You know, I'm willing to look at that. He goes to his website.
Well, that's good.
Oh, I like that.
So what's on the docket for this week, Nick?
This week...
I've done my part.
You've done your part. You've brought us the Florida men, the Florida women, the Florida people. You've brought us the politicians that we love and despise.
I brought the nouns from the place.
The nouns from the place, the people from the thing. So, now today's going to be more conversational, because I'm really working off a week of just crazy stuff. And I haven't had much time to think of a topic, I'll be honest with you. But I have been thinking a lot about, one, that tornado yesterday, and the tornado that is to come tomorrow, apparently.
Yay.
Yeah, we're supposed to get more intense weather.
The 2 days I have off this week.
We can only pray that it wipes this city off the face of the earth, but...
This Sodom and Gomorrah that is Milledgeville.
We can only pray that it wipes it to the earth and we turn to ash. But, that being said, I still want to talk about partying, which is like a thing that, like, you should only do for your first 2 years of college, but I just lately I'm very interested in it and like the practice of partying.
So you're talking about partying from like a sociological
from like a sociological standpoint, and like partying from like groups of people coming together just to forget You know, just to,
like the
fucking
concept
relax.
of partying.
Yeah, exactly. Also, I'm trying to set up a cult, and I think we should talk more about that. Remember?
I'm only in if we have black robes tied.
Wait. Wait.
Don't-
I'm going to try and redirect you, because our plan right now is, this is our uniform. All right. Dickies with shirt stays attached, going down to the socks, and then Converse high tops. And that's it.
Yeah, no. Deal breaker. The uniform's a deal breaker.
We're called the Lady Boys. We have to do something, man.
Black robes tied with white rope. White rope.
Why white rope?
Because the contrast.
The contrast,
It pops.
Our skin will pop.
Not with black robes, full length. You won't see that shit.
Do they have hoods?
Yes.
What do you want?
It's a cult. Do they have hoods?
Long or short sleeves?
Well, it's going to be stupid because it's going to be long sleeves in Georgia.
No, I feel like we should just rip them off and have tank tops.
Do the Mac from It's Always Sunny robe.
Yes. Oh, God. So our plan is...
We could start Ass Kickers United.
Yeah, we're going to actually, it's called the Gumbo Cult. We need a lot of gumbo. We're also going to do a lot of voodoo. And the voodoo is going to be done through the chicken wings that we will have bones of after we
They
eat
were
the
provided
chicken
by
wings.
the state.
Yeah, well, that were provided by the state, who also provided these robes.
Very strange.
Make America Great Again, it meant a lot of cults.
Because that's what needed fixing. That was the squeaky wheel.
More cults. Ooh, ducklings.
You willingly listen to this shit.
Welcome to an hour with Nick and Ryan, and we're going to talk about our dreams for being megalomaniacs.
Yeah, something. We're dreams of something.
We're cult leaders, honestly. This is a cult.
A leader of like 4.
The Telefifem cult.
One
we get a solid amount of listens, let me tell you.
I did actually get an email about the podcast the other day. Not on the
Was
Telefy.
it a cease and desist? Stephen King finally got up with us.
Stop talking about me!
I'm a hero.
No, I actually got an email from one of my friends and listeners who
was upset we missed... Oh yeah, last week was late because we ran out of storage on the website.
She emailed my personal email address, but
right.
I'm going to count it as a podcast.
Yeah, what fan mail?
Why did Cracker Barrel fire Brad's wife? The internet demands answers. Are you familiar with this story?
No, I'm not, but I'm going to.
Okay. There's a man who worked at a...
I've heard something about...
No, there was a man whose wife worked at a Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
And let's see here. Which Cracker Barrel was it? Just now reading through the article. I wanted to save it. But anyways, his wife worked there, and she got fired. And he decided to ask her employer in an extremely public way on their corporate Facebook page. He still doesn't have an answer. She worked there for 11 years, but he does have an army of wisecracking... I'm reading directly. An army of wisecracking trolls behind him. Once pranksters caught wind of Reed's inquiry, they flooded Cracker Barrel's page with comments about Brad's wife, the internet's new favorite meme.
Oh.
Now, this was a while ago. It started on February 27th, which means this meme grew, peaked, and died already.
Well, there's a lot of stuff on here from like the 23rd of March that I'm seeing.
So, like, there's the picture from the Screen Actors Guild Awards where Meryl is screaming and it just says, "Hi, everyone, welcome to Cracker Barrel." Yeah. Where's Brad's wife?
Where's Brad's wife?
There's a Cracker Barrel logo where they replaced it with the words "Brad's wife." 11 years of service. There's an @real Brad's wife Twitter.
My tweet about a hard man is good to find is really doing pretty well on the tweets.
Somebody edited their Wikipedia page where it says number of employees. It says 70,000 minus Brad's wife.
Oh.
And then Chick-fil-A put up a thing on their board that says now hiring Brad's wife.
Yes.
He said he actually had to take to Facebook and kind of defend the store because people were harassing him. It was like, they did not have anything to do with this. Direct your questions to the home office, not this local business. So, I mean, good on him for not taking it out on that specific Cracker Barrel.
You know, I think that's a great move by him. What would have been a better move? Actually, I don't think there would have been a better move.
Really
I think
taking to the internet was the right thing to do.
This is the highest bar that he could have reached. So
Mob justice.
Let's talk about why Brad's wife got fired. Now, what was it? She worked there for 11 years?
Yes.
Okay, that's pretty impressive. Yeah, 11 years.
Which, thank you, Hannah Araby, for that subscription. That actually came in March 24th, so we should have had that on last week, but I'm terrible. And she didn't send it to the right email address, so it's on both of us.
Well, here we are. I'm actually, while we're going over this, I'm going to check our telefy.fm@gmail.com to make sure there is nothing in there.
Anyways, what were we talking about?
No, I wanted to talk about why Brad's wife got fired and just kind of theorize about what's going on there.
Okay. Was she smuggling antidepressants?
Antidepressants. She was smuggling antidepressants. I think she was sneaking out that fancy little old candy that was in there. I personally...
the little peg game?
Yeah, I steal it anyway. How do you feel about Cracker Barrel as in like an as like a restaurant? Because I have never been one to like really enjoy Cracker Barrel. It always seems like partially reheated public school food.
It kind of does.
It has like really poorly made gravy.
Yeah, I've never been that big of a fan of Cracker Barrel. Like, I enjoyed it when I lived in the North because it was like, oh, cool, this is like Southern food.
Yeah.
And
Southern living.
Oh, I declare.
Dixie's champagne, sir.
And then I moved down here and I was like, wow, that stuff, that's terrible.
Yeah, if you want real Southern food, I mean, I would just go down the street to Church's Chicken. That's about as real as it gets. And I love Church's Chicken. Mm-hmm. It's just so expensive. I don't have $25 to drop on a bunch of chicken wings. But
that's pretty much every chicken wing joint.
No,
Church's and KFC.
It's like a 9-piece for $25.
Get that Georgia Gold.
That Georgia Gold. It's finger licking gold. There's a KFC thing that I realized recently was a thing. Yes.
Are they making fun of CeeLo Green's full gold outfit in the music video?
You know, I didn't make that leap, but now that you're saying it, I think everyone made fun of that for a while. Mm-hmm. You know, it could be that.
I mean, they're saying Georgia Gold, so it would make sense that everything would be gold, but I feel like they're playing on that.
Right, yeah. I mean, everything is gold. I mean, I don't like the Colonel being a real man. It makes me uncomfortable.
I feel like if the Colonel's going to be anybody, it should be Norm Macdonald.
You know, you're right. Or Alec Baldwin.
Or Alec Baldwin, yes.
No, I preferred when he was a cartoon in the 2000s. They gave you like the laptops, like the kids' meals that were laptops, and you opened them. They had little sections for things like the popcorn chicken.
I remember that.
When you were a kid, popcorn chicken was a great ratio of.
What do you mean when I was a kid?
Hold on, I'm going somewhere.
Still delicious.
The chicken to crust, the chicken to breading ratio, and the popcorn chicken was really good when you were a kid because you were smaller and you didn't need as much chicken. But now when I eat a popcorn chicken, it's just like eating like tack from the bottom of my stovetop. It's like this is
deliciously seasoned.
I didn't say the tack was gross. It's all bacon grease, so it's great.
It's like at Long John Silver's, you can get. Like, I don't know what they call it, but it's like the pieces of fried batter that fall to the bottom of it. Them
like fritlins or something?
Yeah, something weird like that, but you can literally just go eat seasoned grease.
Oh! Anyway, these days...
America was great already.
Back before the EPA shut shit down, it was happening.
This would be the FDA. Fuck those guys, too.
Oh, yeah. EPA is controlling the amount of, like, energy we absorb and consume.
Yeah. Actually, it's energy, so your caloric intake is now managed by us.
Actually, the EPA would manage things if it still existed.
Although it does in name.
It's staff of 5 people, yes.
They're going to keep the lights on somehow.
I wrote a whole paper about Trump's technology staff that I'm working with. It made me so sad. I've been reading things on that there BuzzFeed, which isn't a great way to do things, but...
I was listening to the Cracked podcast, which, shout out to the Cracked podcast, they're pretty awesome. They were talking about how occasionally BuzzFeed will actually put out a good article. Most of the time it's just clickbaity shit.
Well...
But he feels like BuzzFeed in and of itself is not a bad thing, but they need to have 2 sections. They need to have BuzzFeed good and BuzzFeed whatever. Because, like, some of their articles are actually really good and fun to read. The other ones are just like, you know, top 10 zombie-proof homes or some shit, which is a video I watched earlier.
Apparently a Zeppelin. It's always going to be a Zeppelin.
It's always a Zeppelin.
It's always a Zeppelin.
It's always floating. But go with helium, not hydrogen.
Right, exactly. Otherwise you'll get the humanity! But zombies saying
also,
it. You're like, ah!
Also,
yes,
you get to sound like chipmunks. It's helium. There is no downside to this.
No, I like that.
You can frighten the zombies with your high-pitched voice.
Get away from the blimp!
Leave us alone, please!
She's mine!
My precious.
All the zombies in there, instead of going, they go, brains!
I was listening to the one of the podcasts, it was The Dollop, and they were talking about, there was the U.S. in the 60s or 70s, I can't remember what it was.
Mm-hmm.
They had a base under the ocean called the Sea Lab.
Ah,
right?
That's awesome.
Right?
Thundercats are go.
It's happening in my childhood. But the only room that they had that would allow signals to escape, they had the phone in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the atmosphere mix down there was weird. They had a super high concentration of helium.
Yeah.
So there's a phone call recording of the commander of the Sea Lab talking to the president.
Oh, Mr. President, we're doing with...
There's like 10 minutes before of like the switchboard operator at the White House trying to figure out what's wrong with his voice. It's like...
This reminds me of the one of the recording. Was it Eisenhower who was talking to his tailor? And
that was... it was the same... I think it was Ford, wasn't it?
It sounds like probably Ford.
Because this was Ford, too. The squeaky voice.
Oh, God. All of Ford's phone calls have been gold.
Because he's just like... He's like... we're very interested to find out what you're doing down there.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. This is a great opportunity for all of us and mankind to learn about the depths of the ocean.
I imagine him looking just like Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck's face, but Pee Wee Herman's voice.
Yeah, it's just like... He's holding like one part like is the speaker, one part's the microphone. Thank you, Mr. President. I think we're doing great things down here.
The funny thing is they were like 150 feet below the water. That's it.
One gin and tonic, please.
I'll take one, please.
Bartender. Oh, God. No, I love that phone call with Ford where he's like, and yeah, Jim, if you could put a little extra room in the crotch, the boys need some room.
Yeah.
So great. I miss when president. Actually, no, Obama was pretty. He was a rock star. I like rock star presidents more than anything else. And
President Johnson, not bad.
Of course it was President Johnson.
The helium, not the... Yeah.
Alright, it was Ford for the other one. Oh, jeez. I had a place I wanted to go next. I've lost it.
Where do you want to go now, Nick?
I've been watching a lot of Steve Zissou, The Life Aquatic.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been rewatching that quite a bit.
Never watched it.
Over and over. It's
shocking surprise there, I know.
Well, it's like infinitely rewatchable is the thing. I've also been, as I said earlier to Ryan, I've been watching a lot of the 1969 Hanna-Barbera cartoon, Scooby-Doo.
You need to explain the build-up to your watching of this cartoon.
Okay, well, the build-up...
And the circumstances in which you watched it.
Well, if we rewind about 2 weeks, that's where it starts. Because I went to this, it's basically an open night that Blackbird holds called Muse. It was on Tuesday night, it was on 7. So I ended up there, and this girl who I run into her on campus once or twice. I don't actually know her name. I wish I did so I could shill her stuff because it was really good. And she sang this song and she incorporated the original Scooby-Doo theme song.
Okay.
Scooby-Doo, where are you? But it was just a part of it. And she was like an acoustic set and she's one or two songs. But it got her song stuck in my head. And then as the week went on and I slowly forgot the words to her song because I heard it one time, I started just to think about the Scooby-Doo theme song. And as I haven't been sober one night in like the last 5 nights. Just that's the side effect of me actually having alcohol in the house. I've just been thinking about that more every night, and then I just ended up last night. I drank a couple beers, and then I went for a run. A mistake, albeit a healthy one.
It was a step in the right direction, but you were stepping from something that you should not be stepping from.
I stepped one step back, and then stumbled forward a little bit. A step back, and then I fell forward on my face. Though I got farther than I would have if I would just walked.
Humming the Scooby-Doo theme song.
And then I got back and I decided, hey, I need to watch Scooby-Doo. So I found a way to watch that. And I relaxed in the tub with a couple beers, lit some candles, and watched Scooby-Doo.
You had a U-night.
I had a me night. I just relaxed. I just chilled out.
You gotta pamper yourself.
I had a good time. People were replying to my notification about my run, and I was just like, I was feeling good.
As they say on Parks and Rec.
Scooby-Doo,
Free
where are you?
yourself.
And they just...
Hey-o!
I love it. Yeah, God, Scooby-Doo's so great. So what's strange is... What, something happened?
No, I was checking time.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard voices coming from somewhere, which is why I was like, oh, should I be alarmed? We have a breach in the system. So I was watching that last night, and that's from 1969 to 1970. There was only 2 seasons of the original one.
Okay.
God knows how it came back. It should have stayed.
It should have stayed dead.
It should have stayed dead by all rights, but it came back in '78 for a little while, which is still good.
Yeah.
And season 3 of the original series, which is still good. And then it went away, and it came back and went away, and came back and went away, and came back. Now last night,
Scrappy Doo is the death knell.
Scrappy Doo. That theme song though, I do love.
Have you seen the episode? I think it's one of the newer reboots where they're walking through a museum and there's an exhibit with Scrappy Doo in it, and one of them looks in and goes, "Who's that?" And I think Fred just goes, "We don't talk about that."
Oh my god! No. So yeah, I loaded up this video because I needed to hear the theme song because it sounds like the Beach Boys. I ended up researching all the different music that they had. Like Billy Ray Cyrus did a song for like the Witches one.
Okay.
Yeah, and the B-52s did one for like a movie. But I was researching the stuff, and
and then Sugar Ray was in the movie.
Well, they also had Third Eye Blind do the one for Louisiana.
Yeah.
The Zombie Island one. I was trying to just figure out which series I watched as a kid, so I was watching all like the openings. And I got through the first couple, and I was like, I distinctly remember these. It's
like the smoke coming up and forming the Scooby-Doo logo.
The one I remembered so distinctly is the original one with the bats flying.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like,
starts with that, yeah.
And then the smoke comes up, and then like he licks the cotton candy off himself.
Yep.
Yeah, they never confirmed that's cotton candy. It
Pink
could be
slime.
anything.
It's actually what chicken McNuggets are before you...
they were trying to tell us. The Illuminati was trying to reach out to us.
It was there the whole time.
Now, the Illuminati
it's
originally...
a Shia LaBeouf thing.
The Illuminati originally as a system was meant to enlighten the public and enlighten government.
And we didn't want to get enlightened.
We still don't. Look at our president.
So they got to shepherd us. We're sheeple.
We don't want this. We don't want to be... we don't want any... Anyway, I was watching these...
we don't want a Cheeto-covered midget.
I need to stay on subject or I'll lose it. And I started to realize... Why do I remember more fondly this version of Scooby-Doo from 1969 than I do the one from my own childhood at around the 2000s area? Because I watched that one too, and it brought back memories. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't figure out what my parents did when I was a kid to sit me in front of 60s cartoons for 6 hours a day.
Boomerang.
Boomerang didn't exist. I remember when Boomerang existed. I remember when that started, because that was after Toonami fell. When Toonami fell...
No, it was around the exact same time.
Was it?
Yeah, because I distinctly remember this would have been right around 90... Somewhere between like 98 and 2000. I remember watching, and it was
2000. April 1st, 2000. That's shitty.
Yeah. So, anyways, I remember watching either Boomerang or the Acme Hour, and then it would go to Toonami, and I know because I would change the channel. I didn't like Toonami.
I love Toonami. I watch Toonami all the time. I liked watching Thundercats. I think I just inadvertently was very hipstery as a small child, and I watched a lot of like old television. But I just found myself remembering all these episodes of like really old ass Scooby-Doo, and I was like, why do I know about this? I shouldn't. This is for like the generation right before me, not for me.
I'm exactly the same way. I was only born 4 years before you, but I'm in the same boat of watching nothing but old 60s and 70s cartoons.
Oh god. It's strange to me, and like our brains didn't connect it. Like our brains weren't like, "This is old trash."
Well, it's still it's the same.
I feel like kids today would do that though. Like
it's the same concept as the Star Wars movies because they were made, 70s and 80s, and those were made before we were alive. You would think we would have a stronger connection with the movies that were released as we were growing up. We don't.
I think our generation is extremely lucky, like you and I's, just because.
In some regards.
Well, the way that we grew up, we weren't immediately exposed to, or most people weren't immediately exposed to like the hot new shit. Most of us grew up having to suffer through our parents loving something dearly. Like I had friends in middle school who like were forced to listen to the Beatles all through childhood and stuff like that, and we didn't get to just start on the new shit.
Yeah, we didn't have.
We had to like
these fancy newfangled phones.
Yeah, we had to. Our parents had to like figure shit out for us because we didn't know how to like.
Do you remember buying your first CD?
My first CD, I remember buying it, but I don't remember what it was.
I'm kind of ashamed of what mine was.
What was it?
Jeff Foxworthy, The Greatest Hits.
You could have just stopped at the first part.
Yeah, that was my first CD.
God. Yeah, we didn't have personalities as children. We just sort of glommed onto whatever our parents liked.
We regurgitated our parents' tastes.
Which I think is actually I'm really grateful for the way that I was grown, the way that I like appeared into a person, because I don't think that exists as much anymore.
No, Which there is something to be said for being your own individual for a longer time. But the problem is when you're that young, you're super impressionable.
You don't know how to make your own decisions, and suddenly when you're that young and you think that your own decisions, you think that you're this person, you're not actually this person. It's the whole thing. But I don't know if I would do that with my kids, Like, I don't know if I would show them the old stuff and then work them up. Maybe if I just dearly loved what I was showing them, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's part of having a kid is it's a miniature you for a time, and then they become themselves.
Like I want to get my kid like the TV I had when I was like a tiny child in my bedroom. It was like the 3 dials, and it was like wood paneling.
I had that. It was an 8-inch television. And it had the VCR on the bottom. Yeah.
Yes.
And then I had...
You touch it, it's all staticky.
Yeah.
It has like a globe.
Like, you touch it and you can feel the static coming off the screen.
You touch it with a magnet, it turns all green. It doesn't like stop working, it just turns green.
Mm-hmm. And then after that, I found one of those wood panel style ones. It was massive. Like, the screen was only like 17 inches. Yeah, the thing weighed like 50 pounds.
Yeah.
And I found it on the side of the road.
Yeah, it was like that and bunk beds and...
I had bunk beds for a while, and then I had a loft bed for a while. Yeah, it was... I had a computer with no internet access.
We had a really lucky, just time to grow up. It
was a unique time, that is for damn sure.
It was before it all came crashing down. Oh, the humanity.
We're already those old bitter men. Back in my day...
Parks his 76 Barracuda, gets out. I have things to say. I almost bought, when I turned away from the OD Vietnam jacket in the antique store, I turned to a post-World War II West German coat.
Now, is this a prop for our upcoming film?
I think it could be.
But it's West.
It's West German, which really kind of suffered, but it could still be useful because at some point the West Germans show up and say, you guys are technically part of West Germany. It just took us a while to get here.
They ride in all America style.
Yeah,
the cavalry.
The old Jeeps, and there's just like...
Yeah. We are here to save you from the Hashling and Slasher.
We are the only Germans you need to worry about. The Hashling Slasher. Did you see the way I typed out the title?
Yes. Yes. The Hashling Slasher.
It took a second to really decide what syllables we needed.
I appreciated that.
I like the description of that one. I think it was like this week Nick and Ryan managed to cobble together some thoughts on the reproductive cycles of cars.
Yeah.
It was pretty great. No, yeah.
Well,
where are we on time?
37 minutes.
37 minutes. I think that's a pretty good place.
That's a podcast. Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty consistent.
Yeah, we want to try and avoid what happened last month where we ran out of space, and now that we're harboring one of last month's episodes on our cache for this month, we need to be kind of conservative just so we can get through. Which might end in like a 10-minute episode last week.
Hey, hi, bye.
Hey, hi. So we let's get some beers and
yeah, it'll be 2 Florida Man stories and then we'll be done.
As soon as the Jimmy Johns get here.
Yeah. Rapper. Crinkle.
Oh no, but yeah. So that's basically a podcast, and if you're listening to this on iTunes, I would love it. We would both love it. Not just Nick, also Ryan. We would love it if you would go ahead and. You could subscribe. You could also review us. You
leave
could
a rating.
Yeah, and you could tell your friends, come by. This is a conversational podcast. We don't really have a theme, so if you want to describe to them what it is, you can just say, hey, it's like hanging out with 2 dorks.
Yeah,
that's basically it.
It's 2 nostalgic nerds.
2 nostalgic nerds who grew up about the same time you probably did, you millennial weirdos. Mm-hmm. And we can just talk about stuff and get weird. Yeah. Say some weird things we probably shouldn't on the radio.
Probably, yeah. And definitely...
Florida should burn.
Definitely send us stuff on our email. I mean,
yeah, totally. Write in.
If there's something that you think is funny going on in the news right now, or if you if there's a comment or a correction, or you think that we're terrible, it's something.
I mean, this is 100% the time you should write in because we are the most liable to get into it. Mm-hmm. We are very impressionable.
Yeah, we need outside communication.
Yeah, it's funny because we'll have this podcast once a week, and then throughout the week we'll hardly talk about the podcast or bring it up, and then we sit down and we just get it all out.
Yeah.
But it's nice, and so that's basically a podcast. We would like you, us as people, we'd like you to go to our Patreon. If you have any money, you can drop it there, and there are perks to that that involve us worshiping you as cult members.
I think it's $1 gets you the what is it? The extra podcast.
Yeah, $1 will get you the extra podcast. We actually don't have any patrons right now.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to be our first patron, we will be making just you an extra podcast, and you're the only one
Just for you, you special one, you snowflake.
No, but yeah, that would be great. You can also go to our Facebook, and all our episodes are right there. We also see pictures of myself, Nick, and this is Ryan, and we will do things like that. And yeah.
Sorry, I can't get past the noise that your chest made me. That's healthy.
Sternum.
Hollow.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I used to be able to pop my sternum.
Oh, I still can.
Yeah, I don't do it.
Nope, not quite that time. Listen to Snap, Crackles, and Pops. Only on Telefy.
There's a Kevin Smith panel once where he made a crowd of like 120 people like all crack their knuckles at the same time. And It sounds like a skeleton being run over by a tank. This is like...
And he used it in a later movie. Well, folks.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's a podcast.
That's a week.
Yeah, please have a week. Be kind to people.
Have the week you deserve.
Yeah, be an honest individual and just really be cool to people.
Be excellent to each other.
Yeah, I'm really into preaching positivity lately. As a hypocrite, I think it's a great thing.
As a born again hypocrite.
As a born again hypocrite, I think we could all just do better for each other. But yeah, that's a podcast, and in this troubling time, please, give us money and help us out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Emily.
All right. See you next week.
Bye.
退屈するのよあなたといると逃げ出してしまえばいいのでしょうけどねだってあたし女ですもの出し抜けにどうなればいいのでしょうけどねだってあたし女ですもんイライラするのよあなたといるとあなたのすべてががっかりさせるあなたは私の中ですとFree outでも綺麗な夜ねあなたを映す光は DVD な退屈させないでね私のことを優しい誰かで 間抜けずらして下世話に笑うあなたのすべてがうんざりさ